Hey, what is going on YouTube? You here from MJ Tech. Today coming with another cell phone from Ulefone, and this is called the Note 13P. This thing was released approximately 3 months ago or maybe less. I can't recall, but I know that I've had it now for about 2 weeks. I've been using it as my primary device, as I usually do, with Verizon Wireless, and yes, it is working great. I am getting 4G, and it does support voice over LTE, which is again compatible here with my Verizon service. So here we can see that the box looks very iPhone-y like. We can see on the side we got the Ulefone logo. On this side we have the IMEI information. On here we get the website with the picture of the device. Now I gotta tell you that this thing is very similar in design to the Huawei Nova 9 in terms of the camera module. We're going to be seeing that here in just a second. On the back side here we have some of the highlights of this device. This is my first time using the Helio G35 Octa-core processor. We get a 6.5-inch display Full HD with 405 ppi, which is quite impressive. We get face unlock, of course, and fingerprint ID as well. So it does have a fingerprint scanner on the power button. It does have a very big battery for what this phone is. This is considered a budget device. So we get 3 categories when it comes to smartphones. We have budget, mid-range, and flagship. This is budget. This is going to be a lot better than what you get on most local prepaid companies, that they usually offer it for free, but sometimes you are committed to stay with them for some time. But this phone is a lot more superior than anything that you will find, again, locally at your prepaid store. So that's it for the battery. We get 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of internal storage. It can be upgraded up to 1 TB. On the back, we get a 20 megapixel main sensor, which is made by Sony. It is the IMX350. We get NFC support. This is very important. I use it almost every time that I go out. As a matter of fact, sometimes I even leave my wallet at home and I use Google Pay, so that's very important. And of course, Android 11. So let's go ahead and take a look inside of the box, and this is it right here. So it comes with another screen protector, which is actually an official screen protector once you peel it off. And the screen protector looks like this. I don't know if you can see that through the glare. It gives you, again, the highlights that we just saw from the back side of the box. Nothing very special. So here we have the device, and on the back, this is what I was mentioning before. It does have a similar look to the Huawei Nova 9. If you guys search it on Google, well, you can see, even here from the screen, you can see that it looks quite similar a little bit here on the camera side. And I gotta say, guys, it looks very cool. The back is made out of plastic. The front is made out of Corning Gorilla Glass, which is great. So let's go ahead and set it aside here. And we do have a SIM ejector tool right underneath that screen protector. And on here, we get the instructions of the phone. Okay, this is for charging. By the way, this phone does support fast charging up to 10 watts. It is not the fastest out there, but here we can see we get a quick start guide, warranty information, multifunction instruction card, warranty card, all that good stuff that we never even read. And check this out, guys. We know this is a new phone to the market. Finding accessories can be challenging, and we do get here a little rubber case. Transparent. It does the job. Maybe not what you like, but again, it does the job. We get the USB-C cable and the charger. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 10-watt charger, so it does charge the phone from 0 to 100 in about 1 hour and 20 minutes approximately. So again, it is nothing impressive, but it does the job. The only mistake here is that I am in the USA and they sent the European style, as I call it. So when I add the adapter to it, it makes it like this long. So when it's on the wall, if it's not a new outlet where it goes in nice and firm, it'll just fall down. So just be aware of that. And that's it for what we get here inside of the box. Let's go ahead and remove here the case and set all this aside. So yes, it is a little bit dirty. As you can tell, it picks up a lot of the fingerprints, as you can tell here from the back side. So if you have sweaty hands, well, I would recommend to get that case on as soon as possible. This is what the case looks like, and again, it fits very nice and very nice and, you know, firm on there. Again, this is the back side made out of plastic. Here we can see the main sensor, which is a 20 megapixel sensor. And by the way, this time on the back side of this device, we only get 2 cameras. So we have a 20 megapixel, and then we have a 2 megapixel macro lens. And we also get here the LED flash for it. And it says it right there, AI, artificial intelligence, dual camera. So getting a look here at the frame on the right side, we get the volume rockers up and down with the fingerprint scanner. The volume rockers are a little bit high, but the power button is actually quite natural when you grab it. So that's great for the fingerprint. Again, the sides are also made out of plastic. Check this out, something quite rare in 2021. We still get that headphone jack, which is really cool. Now on the left hand side here of the device, we get the SIM tray. Supports dual SIM with a TF card. You can do up to 1 terabyte, which is really nice. We get here a shortcut button. Now these, I really enjoy them. They make things a lot easier. So right now I have it to where 1 press, I think it opens TikTok, 2 presses, it opens WhatsApp, and the long press, I don't remember, I think it's the Play Store, but I could change that maybe to the Google Pay. And yes, you can remap it to any application, which is really nice. On the bottom here, we have the main microphone, USB-C port with the loudspeaker. Keep in mind that this is only going to carry 1 loudspeaker. On the top here on the front, we get the 16 megapixel. I think this is the IMX481 sensor by Sony as well. We get the ear speaker, which is very nice and loud, and that's pretty much it, guys, for everything. So the cool part again is that 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So let's go ahead and get this turned on. This phone comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Again, the Helio G35, it has Android 11. On the front here, we have the 6.5 inch display, Full HD with 405 ppi. It is an LCD panel, and the colors for an LCD panel are actually very nice and vibrant on this device. And yes, this is not going to compare in terms of functionality. It's not going to compare with the flagship device, but for the price, I gotta say that it is very impressive. The battery on this thing is what caught my eye. Out of everything that it does, to be honest with you, I was able to get 2 full days, and I did it on purpose. You guys can see right here that I am getting support with Verizon, and yes, I used it 2 consecutive days, and I was able to come back home with 10% by the end of the 2nd day. All right, guys, so now that we got here the phone all set up and ready to go, the first thing I want to show you is that, well, I did register my face, and it does read it quite fast, but of course here I have the camera in front of me. So I've had phones that even if the camera's here, they still unlock very quickly, but this particular one is a little bit picky. You have to really be looking at the phone directly in order to get it unlocked, which is okay with me, because sometimes when they unlock, even with the camera in front of me, that kind of, you know, it worries me a little bit in terms of security. So this one seems to be quite picky. Here on the right side, we have a power button, and this is also a fingerprint scanner. So if I don't press it, it will still react, but it takes a little bit longer, as you guys can observe. Okay, so I'm going to try this now with actually, if I press it, it does it a little bit faster. Or actually I had to touch it again. But yes, it is a very responsive fingerprint scanner here on the side. I also did here my middle finger from the left hand, and you guys can see that it does work as well, which is cool. And here we have the system. This is a pretty clean Android 11. It comes with all the Google applications, and I like to mention this because I've seen even better branded devices out there, you know, bigger companies. I've seen it to where they don't support the Google applications. At this particular device, you don't have to worry about that. They come already pre-installed for you, so everything is good to go. We get here things like the Play Store, and this proves that everything is working well, guys. The next thing here I want to show you is going to be the shortcut button. So like I said before, if we single press it, I have it actually here for TikTok. If I double press it, then it opens here WhatsApp. But I did transfer my SIM card to the iPhone, so I got logged out here. And if I hold and press it, it goes back here into Google Play. So yes, you can customize this. If you go here into settings, let me go ahead and close this out. First of all, we can see we have all the toggles on here, very nice and clear. Again, it does support NFC, even though, let me see, I don't see it here. Oh yes, it is right there. You can see it, NFC, it is supported. So NFC, I have it enabled. Like I said before, I use it quite often. So if we go here, I wanted to show you here the custom key. And we have seen this before from their rugged phones. So right here, we have it again. A single click, TikTok, WhatsApp, and then the Play Store. So you can customize this to either applications that are here by default. Okay, we got things like the flashlight and whatnot, and then we got things here like the applications, pretty much every application that we have installed here on the device. So to me personally, I love the custom key or the custom button. It makes your life a lot easier, especially when you are on the go. And all these little gimmicks that we have seen in the past, we have them on here, which is really, really cool. We got the battery, okay? And I have the percentage disabled. I don't like percentages. I don't know why. It brings me, I don't know, it gets me anxious a little bit. So for that reason, I have it turned off. Let's go here down a little bit. And here we have about phone. Let me see if it shows my number, and yes it does. So I scroll down a little bit, and right here we can see Android 11. Yes, it is on there, guys. And now here for the settings, guys, that's pretty much all we're going to find here that I consider to be interesting. So going back here into the main screen, as I said before, you are getting 4G with Verizon wireless voice over LTE. The Wi-Fi connectivity is working great. I love Verizon because of their reception, and the phone simply works great with the service. I have zero complaints about it. Okay, so now getting back here into the main page, we have of course done the Antutu benchmark. Now this is my first time trying the Helio G35, which is an octa-core processor clocked at 2.3 gigahertz. I got a score of about 100,000, so that's definitely a score of a budget device. So we got 114,000. If you go here into my device, we can see right there that it is called the MT6765, and here we can see the resolution of the display. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal storage, so on and so forth. And we do have the Mali G76 for the GPU, so everything performs quite well. We can see here also the PPI for the display, 405, and the list goes on, guys. So we can see right there it is reading the micro lens, which is 2.1 megapixels. Okay, so we got all the info on there for us. Okay, so something I want to talk about here now is going to be the camera. As I said before, the back has the IMX sensor 350. This device is able to record at 1080p, 30 frames per second maximum. And we can see that here. Well, the video quality only says 1080p. We can change that to, again, 720p, 480p. But all of these are going to do max 30 frames per second. It doesn't have any type of stabilization. And well, that was a little bit of an issue, especially when I shot some videos out there. You can see that it gets a little bit shaky, but that's understandable. Again, this is a affordable device. You know, it is considered a budget phone, so don't expect to have a super duper camera like a flagship level camera, because that's not going to happen. But at least we have a name brand camera, which again is the Sony one. And yes, it does the job. I took a few photos at night as well. We got things here like the night mode. You know, photos are pretty good, you know, considering that this is again a budget device. And the details on the recordings and photos are actually quite good. Now, something I did notice is that sometimes you have to play a little bit with the focus in order to get it perfected, because it likes to go a little bit out of focus, not very often, but it does it once in a while, so you have to be careful when taking photos. And then of course here we have now the front facing camera, in which you can either do photos or video. You can't do, of course, night mode, even though it looks like it is enabled. If you click on it, it'll just go into the rear camera, but it does the job quite well. It does have a wide angle lens, so that works great for when you're taking a group photo. And overall, guys, I don't have a complaint here about the cameras, considering that this is a very affordable phone. I gotta say, it is quite competitive out there, and you just saw some of the images here. And again, it does the job. I wish that it had some sort of either electronic image stabilization or optical. We know that those two things are very common nowadays. So I wish that, you know, maybe Ulefone in the future can come up with a budget device that supports either optical image stabilization or electronic image stabilization at another level for the price. Also, when it comes to gaming, the phone didn't have any issues playing things like Ospo 9, Hill Climb 2, Beach Buggy Racing 2, so on and so forth. It is not a game to play something super heavy on, because you might get either some overheating on the backside of it or some lagging sometimes. And for that reason, I like to keep it simple. And me personally, I don't play heavy games on smartphones. I don't really have the time for that. So when it comes to the gaming side, I didn't have an issue with the Ulefone Note 13P. And also, this phone comes already equipped with an FM radio, but it doesn't work if you don't have your earphones on, which is a little bit of a bummer, because they have come up with a way to do it with the rugged device. And I wish that was the case here. That was a very nice feature that I had on the rugged phones, and unfortunately this one needs the headphones in order for it to work well. Another test here that I want to complete is going to be about that loudspeaker. Again, it is only one speaker, so don't expect anything mind-blowing here. Let's go into my videos and let's talk here. Let's just play anything. Let's go here into this video right here real quick.
What is going on, guys? G here from MJ Tech. Today doing what I love to do, which is my motorized bike hobby. We have here a new motor that we will be technically comparing it with the Phantom 85. I have a video to where the Phantom 85 that fit.
As you guys can observe, the quality of that loudspeaker, it's okay. I can tell you that it is loud, but does it have the best quality out there, even for a single speaker? I don't think so. But again, this is how they cut corners in order to save on the price, guys. If you want something with a, let's say, a hi-fi audio or something more sophisticated, the price will obviously go up as well. So I gotta say that for a budget phone, it sounds okay. And you probably won't even notice that it's not at par with other flagship devices or even mid-range devices, because it is just a speaker. You will listen to things and it is definitely hearable, like I like to call it. But when you compare it to other phones, you will notice that this thing doesn't even stand a chance with the audio quality. Now, when it comes to the phone quality, like I said before, I was able to make phone calls just fine without any issues, which is great. And people were also able to hear me clearly thanks to the microphones. We have one at the bottom and one on the top as well. So that's very cool. Now, something I did notice with this particular skin that is on top of this Android 11 system is the fact that by default, it doesn't have the app drawer. So if you go here into, I believe it's display, I kind of forgot how I did it, it's display, and then we go here into launcher settings, and then we go here into desktop mode. You can see we have default, which is how I have it now, and then we have the home screen. So the one by default is at home screen, but I change it to default, and now I have the app drawer on here. I don't know why, I just like to have it on there. Sometimes I go by the alphabet of the app that I'm trying to open, and for some reason I can just find it a little bit faster. So that's why I like to have this enabled, guys. So far we have talked pretty much about everything on this device: the battery, the NFC support, the cameras, the display. And well, my overall verdict is that if you are on a tight budget and you want something with a cool design, I mean, we can't deny the fact that even though it gets a lot of fingerprints on the back, this is I would call it an expensive looking style phone, but it doesn't cost that much, and it comes already with a case. It supports here the networks in the USA. Well, I would say give it a shot, and you might be impressed, especially with the battery side. But now if you're looking something with better audio quality and maybe a better camera, then well, you might want to pass on this and consider other options out there. So far, I gotta say, I am quite satisfied with this device, and I come from my flagship myself. So yes, just keep that in mind. With this being said, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next one.